Inventory is stacking up in La Mesa and pending sales are flat. Stick around for a few minutes and I will show you what's been going on today. We are bringing you a La Mesa real estate market update. If you're new to this channel, please give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these updates. We are bringing you San Diego County zip code by zip code each and every month, and weekly market updates on the entire county. So let's jump right into what's happening in La Mesa. So we have 140 active listings right now and 55 pending. So not quite 3 times the active to pending, but it's getting there. And the reason I say pending sales are flat is because we've had 57 properties sold in La Mesa in the last 30 days, closed escrow, 57 of them and 55 pending, and that is flat buyer demand, my friends. Interest rates are high and there just aren't that many buyers out on the street, and certainly not enough here in these numbers to gobble up this 140 active listings within the county-wide average of 30 days on the market. So sellers in La Mesa are going to have to get a little competitive to keep up with this. And we're seeing more and more of this all over the county as a county. San Diego is seeing rising inventory and flat pending sales. If you go neighborhood by neighborhood, there are still plenty of neighborhoods out there that have very tight active to pending ratios that are still selling really fast. However, usually when things shift in the market, it starts from the outside in. In other words, from Oceanside out in the East County, those are the areas that feel the pinch first, and then it eventually works its way into the core zip codes. So the extremities of the county will feel it first, the shift, and eventually I think we're all going to feel the shift unless there is a real jump in pending sales. But those have been pretty flat all year long, and without some relief on the interest rates, I think that we're going to see more inventory, the same number of pending sales, which eventually is going to lead to softening prices. So if you are thinking about selling a house, property in La Mesa or anywhere else in the county, talk to us about that sooner rather than later, and definitely price it well if you want it to sell. Let's look at the longer term trends here right now. Looking at La Mesa as a whole, it is generally, well, not generally, it is below the San Diego County median, and definitely has been going all the way back to January 2022 and beyond, when the median detached price in La Mesa was $851, and currently it is $899. So prices have really been on a wild ride the last couple of years, up into the spring of 2022, down into the fall and winter of 22-23, back up again. So really all these ups and downs have led us to a median price now that is roughly just about 50,000 higher than it was in January of 2022. And, it's similar throughout the county. So interesting, it is a very demand-driven market. When there's low inventory and the demand is the same, prices are definitely increasing. When inventory balloons up a little bit, median price decreases. And this pattern has been repeated a few times over the last couple of years. Looking at the percent of original list price to final closed sale price, La Mesa, like everywhere else, had a real spike back in the spring of 22, was 110.6, and now still looking good. So the properties that are selling for 103% of original list price on average, but that does not take into account all the properties that are not selling. So these are the properties that are selling. So sellers that are selling are pricing things well enough that they're getting multiple offers and bidding those prices up just a little bit, and everyone else appears to be sitting on the market, which is not where you want to be if you have a property to sell. Your price generally doesn't get better as the property sits. looking at market time that's down in La Mesa. 29 days in San Diego County, 20 days in La Mesa. And again, these are the properties that are going under contract, not the ones that are sitting. That would be a different analysis to go through what the average active market time is versus the average active to pending market time. So those that are pricing well are selling, and they're selling quickly, and those that aren't are sitting on the market. And if you're a seller in this environment, you have to decide which one of those two camps you would rather be in. So that is what's happening in La Mesa. If you like this content, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back later this week with more great real estate information for you. So stay tuned for that. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.